Welcome to the wonderful and lucrative world of industry, imbued with the Texas pioneer spirit and consistently affirmed as a leader in technological innovation in oil and gas production. Delmar Energy Incorporated, an international industrial holding company, actively applying modern digital technologies and creative technologies for development financial solutions. The company is known for its extensive list of government awards, which enable the holding company to gain many advantages in the international arena on ultra-favorable terms, becoming an influential player in the industrial market in America and around the world. The holding never ceases to amaze its investors with its creative approach to conduct business. The main task of the company's employees is to reduce the costs of ensuring production and optimization of each existing tool for any of the direction with which the company interacts. In 2021, our company won a tender for the construction of a highway in France. Delmar Energy was able to achieve such success thanks to a bilateral agreement with the French construction company Vinci Immobilier, which supplied the holding with broken bricks and other consumables for the construction of a highway in France. Utilization transportation was at the developer's expense, and the main consumable for the construction of the trunk line went to Delmar Energy Inc. at no cost. One of the company's advanced developments is phosphogypsum. Phosphogypsum is a byproduct of phosphoric acid production in the process of treating phosphate ore, apatite, with sulfuric acid. It is used in the lower layer of the road. It is frost resistant to moisture, and can withstand loads twice as high as the normative requirements, up to 30 tons per axle. Another innovation in the construction of Delmar Energy tracks is extruded polystyrene foam boards. They are installed in the bottom layer when building roads on weak soils in coastal regions and swampy areas. This material is lighter than sand, resistant to temperature fluctuations, and practically does not absorb moisture. The catalyst for the development of Delmar Energy Inc. was the use of a private system of financing that raises capital for the development of facilities and pay remuneration to investors on a daily basis, allocating it wisely finances to achieve the most productive joint outcomes. The system allows the holding company to evenly distribute capital between the realization of new facilities and ensuring payments to investors thanks to finance the facilities. For a comfortable process of interaction with clients, the holding uses an intuitive and well thought out online platform, which gives everyone the opportunity to generate income through the financing of industrial facilities, the development of a partner network within the company, as well as participation in a variety of bonus offers and promotions from the company. The proprietary online platform is not the only technical innovation Delmar Energy Inc. has developed. The holding has developed a personal network of research and technology centers that allow the company to implement high-margin facilities and develop state-of-the-art technologies that are designed to optimize every component of the industrial giant's business. Intuitive and flexible to customization, the platform allows not only to finance industrial facilities, but also to customize opportunities to expand the company's partner network. This is an opportunity for each client to build their own marketing business within the holding company. If you enjoy communicating with people, are sociable, and want to earn money from it, the Delmar Energy Ambassador Path is the best solution for you. Delmar Energy Industrial Holding Company is a company that has successfully achieved international status as an exporter that cooperates with more than 40 countries, for the most part at the state level. During its existence, Delmar Energy Inc. has reached a capitalization of more than $500 million, and the total number of investors has exceeded 28,000. For the year 2024, the holding's profitability has increased by 14%, allowing to achieve success regularly progressing in the field of finance. The holding received its first government order to export products outside the United States in 2015. In the same year, Delmar Energy has started to develop the first fields in the European countries. The company's strategy is to maximize the level of business margins, which allows it to cooperate with multiple companies and states on favorable terms. In many respects, the holding is helped in this by its own digital technologies, for the sake of which the company in 2012 opened 6 of its own research centers, which were designed to optimize existing solutions and create new technologies to create non-standard solutions and high-margin objects. Delmar Energy's research centers have enabled the development and widespread use of technology such as digital modeling, which eliminates the costs of initial tower placement and exploration. These activities are the largest expense of any industrial facility, and removing them from the business model equation provides a different perspective on the industrial sector. Another development of the company is chemical purification of oil and gas, which makes it possible to use liquefied oil and add additional components to it, which make it possible to increase the volume of the source material and make the refining process environmentally friendly. This type of purification is performed by applying various reagents to the removed components of the purified products. The most simple method is purification with 92 to 98% sulfuric acid and oleum used for removal of unsaturated and aromatics, hydrocarbons, asphalt resinous substances, nitrogenous and sulfurous substances, compounds, and purification alkalis, caustic soda and soda ash solutions to remove some oxygen compounds, hydrogen sulfide, and mercaptans. Delmar Energy uses sodium plumbite and some other reagents to remove sulfur compounds. Thanks to Delmar Energy's technology, America's industrial sector is transforming before our eyes and creating new and exclusive opportunities for unique endeavors and established ideas, but in a new light of financial opportunity. Thanks to these modernizations, the holding won its first award in 2016 for reducing the potential environmental risk of mining. Developed, the holding company's filtration methodology allows to significantly reduce the industrial ecological footprint. Delmar Energy's second distinguished award received in 2018 for creating an exportable oil standard. It was at that time Momentum Holding has finally consolidated itself as the leader of the industrial sector. When managing the development of oil fields, there is a need for a large number of calculations of development indicators for different variants of the geological structure of the reservoir and under different control actions. Simplified mathematical models are often used to speed up calculations. A good option is super-element models, which have great realism in reproducing physical processes on a small number of cells, resulting in a small amount of calculation time. Existing supercell models describe two-phase filtration of oil and water. However, since many production wells are operated at bottom hole pressures well below saturation pressure, and in some fields the current reservoir pressure is below saturation pressure, either gas injection, the creation of three-phase super-element models is relevant. Let's consider a calculation grid composed of so-called superelements, cells with the size and plan comparable to the distance between wells, 300 to 500 meters. Then the number of cells in the model will be approximately equal to the number of wells. As a rule, wells act as cell centers. In the undrilled part of the object, dummy wells can be introduced for grid construction. Using such a grid can reduce computational costs by a factor of thousands. The problem of constructing a mesh of superelements in plan 2D mesh is reduced to the problem of constructing regions. 1. Mapping of wells and deposit boundaries. 2. Building a convex hull over N wells by connecting the outer wells of the deposit with straight lines. 3. Construction of Delaunay triangulation on a set of wells of a deposit site. 4. Construction of areas for wells included in triangulation. To obtain a super-element 3D grid, the grid constructed in plan is copied for different layers while changing the depth of the cell roofs and their thickness. The large mesh size allows for a fully explicit scheme. Let us consider such a scheme for the equation on a grid of super-elements in plan, 2D, plane model. The standard created by the company 6 years ago is still actively used in international practice and serves as a model of a perfect product. In 2023, Delmar Energy received warm words of appreciation from the Texas government for boosting the economy and creating many jobs for the holding company's employees. Thanks to the company, more than 300 people got jobs with the international corporation. Delmar Energy Inc. started its journey in 2002 in a district of Texas. At the time, it was a modest company with only a couple of oil rigs, but with huge ambitions that materialized after a short period of time. When founding Delmar Energy, the main objective was to create an environmentally friendly industrial corporation that approaches business with due creativity and finds non-standard methods of solving difficulties. The very use of private financing and a referral system already clearly shows how far-sighted and grounded the plan was in the business structure's vision of the future industrial market. In 2003, an additional 10 oil rigs were installed at the field to increase production capacity and asset output. In the same year, the production facilities were equipped with built-in filtration systems that allowed the product to be purified without allowing it to leave the production line. In the same year, Delmar Energy began exploring for gas production in Texas. In most cases, a two-phase filtration model can be used to model the development of oil fields at late stages of development. In this paper, we will describe a model of two-phase filtration in the water oil system, derived from the well-known black oil model. The equations of the black oil model are a system of equations combining the equations of fluid volume conservation in surface conditions and the Darcy equations of motion. The motion of the medium is described in terms of Euler. The system of differential equations of volume conservation describing two-phase, three-dimensional fluid flow in a porous medium has the form where all notations are standard. Equations of motion, filtration rate, are described by Darcy's law, where the conductivity coefficients of the corresponding phase have the form. The following are required to close the system of equations ratios. This formula expresses the dependence of capillary pressure in the system water. Oil, I, is used to recalculate the water pressure and also to recalculate one of the saturations. In 2004, the holding company opened the first oil rigs in the Jack field and started up 5 additional gas production rigs, totaling 25,000 cubic feet of gas per day. In addition to mining the area, Delmar Energy was concerned with additional diversification and purchased a number of acreage for resale. This transaction allowed for short-term profits that made it possible to supply existing production facilities and modernize already implemented technologies. By 2005, we were already able to increase gas production to 100,000 cubic feet per day and oil production to 50,000 barrels per day. Delmar Energy began exploring a new area of business, the design and construction of our first thermal power plant. Thermal energy was, is, and will continue to be one of the most environmentally friendly and nature-friendly. Since its foundation, Delmar Energy has strived to establish itself as a holding company that recognizes the responsibility of operating in the industrial sector and strives to reduce its harmful footprint on nature. The following year marked a success for the company in road construction. We successfully completed the laying of railroad tracks and construction of associated infrastructure, including bridges and complex crossings. The technology was unique in its use of a special coating that absorbs vibrations and increases service life. In addition, Delmar Energy Inc. has begun designing and developing pipelines made of fine stainless steel from noble grades the seams of which are welded with a special chemical coating that reduces the risks of bursting at the 13%. In 2007, the company established its first facility, which focused on subsea shelf oil production. This area of activity is only growing in relevance every day as oil reserves close to the surface of the earth are increasingly being depleted. Extraction of mineral resources. The subsea shelf is a long-term business, which allows us to work out algorithms for functionality before this way of extraction will move the global community. Also, this year's guidance holding introduced a primary referral system for individual investors. In addition, the year 2007 marked a major exploration of mineral areas, which subsequently left an important role in Delmar energy development. The holding company's 2008 New York City festivities were a signature event for Delmar Energy. At the Gala conference, the company's new facilities in New Mexico were unveiled. A public tax filing was also made, and the company's development plan for the coming years was approved. At the event, $600,000 was raised and ceremonially donated to the Greenpeace Foundation, calculated to significantly improve the environmental background of the region. In the same year, the eminent domain Bagot 1-8D was founded and realized. During 2009, Delmar Energy discovered a number of fields in the United States. This allowed the company to reach daily production volumes of 75,000 barrels of oil and 150,000 cubic feet of gas a year later, regularly increasing production volumes, and the company's capitalization enabled the holding to start designing facilities aimed at generating renewable energy. In the same year, the company discovered one of the most marginal areas of the industrial sector, the construction of recycling processing plants. In 2011, Delmar Energy switched to the fountain method of oil production. As a result of this reform, the complexity of the extraction process was reduced and volumes were significantly increased. This method is a technologically advanced and cost-effective way to extract natural gas from underground reservoirs. Unlike conventional methods, the fountain method allows the use of natural gas pressure, which significantly reduces operating costs and environmental impact. In addition, the holding company received a state-level order to carry out construction works at the IOV HPP-2. HPP-2 is designed to produce 500 megawatts of electricity, which will significantly reduce the power shortage, the company's operations in the region, and ensure stable power supply to industrial and household consumers. For Delmar Energy, a single point of processing and refining of minerals was vital to reduce the difficulty of transportation between points. Therefore, we established the Bailey 1-3 refining complex, capable of processing up to 300,000 barrels of oil per day, which significantly increases the holding's production capacity and its competitiveness in the market. The year 2012 marked a time of major scientific discoveries for Delmar Energy. This year, 6 research scientific centers were opened, which left an important role in the development of the holding company, because it was there that they were the most productive technological and scientific solutions have been developed, which were subsequently used to increase the level of margins and developing over technological facilities. In the same year, the company inaugurated the Ellenberg 1-8 oil production tower complex. This complex includes 8 modern oil production rigs, which are equipped with state-of-the-art technologies to maximize production efficiency. Commissioning. The Ellenberg 1-8 complex allowed the company to increase oil production and to strengthen its position in the market. Also, this year was marked for Delmar Energy by building the Guru Gobind Singh refinery. The holding company's task was to install 750 kilometers of pipeline to Guru Gobind Singh Refinery, GGSR, in Bathinda, Punjab State, India. This project was critical to increasing capacity in India to produce purified hydrocarbons. The project was a colossal of its scale and significance. The plant that the holding helped to build possesses with a processing capacity of 11.3 million barrels of oil per day, equivalent to approximately 225,000 cubic meters. The project cost $74 million and was implemented in partnership with HPCL Mittal Energy Limited, HMEL, and Mittal Energy Investment, PTLT of Singapore. A year later, Delmar Energy submitted its first application to the state's tender and built a strategy for development in the European market. Key the object for this year was the Delmar GS HA1-C3 purification system. Delmar GS HA1-C3 represents a pioneering approach to oil refining that uses chemical elements to refine crude oil and produce synthetic petroleum products. Located in the USA, this innovative system, developed in partnership with the US government, is capable of processing 19,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The completion of the Delmar GSHA 1-C3 project marks an important milestone in Delmar Energy's commitment to technological innovation in the energy sector. In 2014, the holding company's management started practical development of a company's first facilities in Europe and the establishment of the first facilities in this territory. An important step toward this goal was the construction of an arch dam, Jinping Chi Ai. It is one of the largest hydroelectric power plants in China, located on the Yalongjiang River in Sichuan province. The structure is an arch dam and a power plant that plays key role in the development of green energy sector in the region. The construction is aimed at improving the energy China's infrastructure and increasing the share of renewable energy sources in the total energy balance of the country. Jinping Ai Arch Dam, with a height of 305 meters, is one of the highest in the world. Its construction required advanced engineering and significant resources. The dam creates a large reservoir, providing consistently high production energy and contributing to the management of the region's water resources. The power plant works by using the force of falling water to drive the operation of turbines, which minimizes carbon dioxide emissions and other pollutants substances into the atmosphere. In addition to its primary function of generating electricity, the Jinping Ai HPP plays an important role in preventing floods and improving irrigation of agricultural land in Sichuan province. This multi-purpose hydraulic structure contributes to the sustainable development of the region by integrating economic, environmental, and social aspects. The following year was a triumph for Delmar Energy Inc. The company received the first government order for oil exports to Europe. In the same year, the holding started to realize the previously conceived plan to develop the first fields in Europe. All renewable energy production facilities were upgraded with stabilizers of the company's own production. One of the most prominent examples is the Jaisalmer Wind Park. This project has become one of the largest in the region and demonstrates Delmar Energy's commitment to renewable energy development. Wind Park has significant clean energy generation potential that will significantly reduce the carbon footprint of the company and the region as a whole. Receiving the award for reducing potential environmental risk in mining in 2016 was a sign and further confirmation of the company's overall triumph. In the future, this award will definitively solidify Delmar Energy's status as an environmentally friendly industrial giant. The company has strengthened its commitment to developing facilities that either do not harm the environment or have minimal impact. A prime example was the construction of the Grand Prairie Wind Farm. This power plant was designed with the aim of generating clean energy and reducing dependence on fossil sources. The Grand Prairie Wind Farm represents a significant step towards sustainability and demonstrates Delmar Energy's commitment to the environment and renewable energy. The project was completed on time and was one of the largest wind energy projects in the region. 2017 marked a key company reform for Delmar Energy. The holding company changed its financial structure to a private financing system, which involves a daily payout model to investors. The methodology is based on crowdfunding and allows the company's clients to get dividends from already realized facilities from the area in which they are investing. The same year, Delmar Energy established the Earhart 1-2 oil production complex. This project was an important milestone in the company's development in oil production. The main objectives of the project included increasing production volumes and improving the efficiency of oil field operations in the region. Earhart 1-2 project includes construction and implementation of advanced technologies to optimize oil production processes. As part of this project, comprehensive research and development was carried out to improve the safety and sustainability of operations. An important milestone in the company's operations was the construction of the El Romero Solar Park photovoltaic park in Chile. This project has become one of the largest solar energy complexes in Latin America. The park is a state-of-the-art solar power plant, providing stable and environmentally friendly power generation. The El Romero Solar Park has significant capacity and is designed to meet the growing energy needs of the region. The project also underscores Delmar Energy's commitment to sustainability and renewable energy. In 2018, the holding company received one of its biggest national honors, an award for creating the export oil standard that U.S. industry still uses today. The event was loudly greeted with celebrations around the world, with notable celebrities in attendance. That same year, Delmar Energy developed a record 56 oil rigs in Texas. It was also the year that the Benban Solar Park in Mexico was completed. In 2019, the holding won the largest tender in its history for $100 million. That same year, Delmar Energy broke its own record and updated its daily production threshold of 100,000 barrels of oil and 400,000 cubic feet of gas. The company acquired land in Texas and the UAE to build its own solar platforms. In the same year, construction of the Gordon Butte Pumped Storage Project was completed. This project, located in Martinsdale, Montana, represents a significant step forward in the development of sustainable and efficient energy solutions. Delmar Energy's modernization included the implementation of advanced technologies and infrastructure improvements that significantly increased the plant's capacity and efficiency. As part of the project, the company also partnered with Absaroka Energy, which provided additional support and resources for the successful completion of the modernization. The total project cost was $986 million, reflecting the scale and significance of the modernization to the energy sector. The completion of this project strengthens the U.S. position in green energy and demonstrates a commitment to sustainability and innovation in the energy sector. In 2020, the total number of Delmar Energy investors was 8,000. During this time, the holding company began to strengthen marketing ties that allowed for the creation of teams within the company in order to promote it. Delmar Energy has held a host of events across the U.S. focused on building investment teams. Also, the company completed the construction of Cauchari Solar Plant photovoltaic power plant. Cauchari Solar Plant, this is a significant step forward for renewable energy in the field of Argentina. This one, the ambitious project, was launched in 2020 and has since become a symbol of green energy in the region. The photovoltaic power plant, with a total capacity of 300 megawatts, is capable of generating around 660 gigawatt hours of electricity per year, equivalent to powering thousands of homes and businesses. The Cauchari solar plant is a significant step forward for renewable energy in Argentina. This ambitious project was launched in 2020 and has since become a symbol of green energy in the region. The photovoltaic power plant, with a total capacity of 300 megawatts, is capable of producing around 660 gigawatt hours of electricity per year, equivalent to powering thousands of homes and businesses. Delmar Energy Industrial Holding Company, together with Jujuy Energía y Minería Sociedad del Estado, completed a large-scale modernization of the Cauchari solar plant. This modernization project was aimed at increasing the efficiency and productivity of the plant, as well as reducing operating costs. In 2021, Delmar Energy continued its international presence in the field of tenders. The holding won a tender for the construction of a highway in France. For the construction of this highway, key construction companies were contracted to supply Delmar Energy with broken bricks and other consumables for recycling. This material was used as a key element of the construction. In this way, the company was able to eliminate a major construction component from its costs and create a project whose margins are still legendary to competitors. In addition, the holding has started solar panels. The new technology, with increased productivity, offered innovative technique of ion beam sputtering of electrodes on perovskite solar panels. It allows to obtain a translucent coating of indium tin oxide with the desired properties without damaging other layers of the panel. Thanks to this, the researchers increased the efficiency from 3.12%, the value typical of solar cells after traditional treatment, to 12.65%. In today's industry, indium tin oxide is used to create new types of solar cells that can not only generate electricity, but also transmit light. It is applied to perovskite solar cells by magnetron sputtering. However, the coating formed in this way has many defects, which leads to an increase in contact resistance and, as a consequence, low efficiency of solar cells. To solve this problem, scientists have proposed an alternative approach with electrode sputtering, which involves the use of a focused beam of ions in contrast to the established bombarded by particles for a more controlled transfer of material to the solar panel surface. Our design will help create two types of solar cells: translucent, which can be built into the windows of houses, and tandem. The translucent elements, in addition to generating electricity, are capable of to transmit visible light. This property will allow architects and designers to embed solar cells in windows, facades, and other structures by the most in a variety of ways. The advantage of ion beam sputtering is the lower cost of production, while other methods of applying indium tin oxide for solar cells on average require more than materials and manufacturing time, which is not practical in terms of industrial production. In the future, we will continue to work on with perovskite and silicon-based tandem solar cells. They have a multi-layer photovoltaic structure in which two or more photoactive materials are connected in series to utilize sunlight with higher efficiency by increasing spectral of the radiation absorption width. In 2022, we completed the delivery of solar panels for the Olacom power plant, established two new research centers, and completed construction of a geothermal of the McGinnis Hills complex. This $7 million project is the result of a fruitful collaboration with Ormat, a leading player in the geothermal energy market. The McGinnis Hills geothermal complex includes 3 geothermal power plants located in a scenic valley between Toayabe Ridge and Simpson Park Ridge in Lander County, Nevada. The complex was built to efficiently utilize geothermal energy, one of the cleanest and most sustainable energy sources available. In 2023, Delmar Energy received a commendation from the American government and a Texas senator for boosting the economy and jobs in the region. In the same year, Delmar Energy entered the markets of Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. In 2024, the company launched production of its own solar panels based on PERC technology. This model has an efficiency 20% higher than that of competitors. The acronym PERC, passivated emitter, and rear cell, literally translates to passivated emitter and rear cell. The meaning of this technology is the presence of an additional dielectric layer on the backside of the panel. This allows sunlight that has passed through the top layer to be reflected and redirected back to the inner layer of silicon. This process is otherwise known as passivation on the back of the solar panel. In the same year, the company exported products to Turkey via the North Atlantic Ocean and the Strait of Gibraltar. The holding company set an international record in terms of transportation speed. Understanding a company's history is key to success in growing within it. Delmar Energy has an extensive and interesting history that can serve as a great guide for the most industrial organizations that strive for leadership in their sector. As the company's history shows, a focus on technological development and an emphasis on modern innovation inevitably leads to success and leadership in its field.